he cannot do. Yes.
His shadow is towards the house, but when the shot changes, the shadow now points away from the house. After Carl breaks his arm, the ambulance he rides in has a modern electronic siren rather than a mechanical siren from the 1930s. Some people think that she flipped 2 pages, but then it shows 5 pages flipped. But if you carefully look when she flipped page 2, the picture of the falls, it looks like she flipped several pages, so I don't think this is a fail. However, the ink marks on the back of page 5 wasn't there before. The mailbox was near the first fence post, and after many years, everything is pretty much the same with the house, but now the mailbox moved closer to the second post, and then later it moves back to the original position. The letters and handprints on the mailbox change positions. You can tell that it's not just the angle of the camera, because Ellie's little fingerprint is no longer superimposed on Carl's handprint on the second shot. That door can't possibly be safe if the door locks disappear each time he uses the door. He has the walking stick on his left hand as he walks towards the mailbox, but later the stick appears on his right side near the gate. He packed like he's ready for a wilderness adventure, yet the house looked like it was in a construction area in downtown. I guess those Boy Scouts really are always ready for anything. At no point since he opened the door, Carl mentioned his last name. So how come Russell said,
I'll find them, Mr. Fredrickson!
Carl could have taken off way before the Shady Oaks guys arrived. Talk about waiting for the very last minute and risking the whole plan falling apart. What if Shady Oaks people hadn't let Carl go back inside the house? Also, I get it that possibly all the balloons were hidden behind the house, but Carl wouldn't have been able to hide the strings coming out of the chimney, and they do not appear in the prior shot. There is no place for Russell to hide on the porch or under the house. Ah, there he is. He must have used his invisibility badge skill. He plays around with the steering lever, eventually leaving it on the middle, but the next shot the lever is shown move to the right. When they are flying and Russell talks about cumulonimbus cloud, Carl turns his hearing aid off by turning the knob clockwise. When the lightning strikes, he turns it back on by turning it clockwise. When the house first lifted off, I was wondering when things on the shelves were going to fall, considering it is on a floating house without any apparent stabilizers. I guess it needed a storm to loosen the glue that stuck it all together. Beautiful view, but how would he grow food on top of the rock? So he'd live about 2 months just drinking water and then he'd die. The best way to clean a dirty face is to rub it on the ground. See? All clean. You'd think that when walking through a forest, the hose would get caught on tree branches. Nothing tastes better than an unwrapped chocolate bar that is kept warm and toasty on your butt pocket. The snipe bites off a piece, but the chocolate bar still looks the same. Can't go wrong with never-ending chocolate. Doug said that
I was hiding under your porch because...
But the prior shots showed that there was no way he could have hidden under the house. It would have been impossible for them to catch up to, or even find the blimp. Some people think that the fail is that Russell used the gas blower without pulling the cord to start it. But once the gas blower is on, releasing the blow button doesn't turn it off, it just goes idle. So he didn't have to pull the cord again because the blower was still on. He's standing on the hose nozzle, then hanging for his life, then back on top of the nozzle again. Sure, he could have lost his footing and then climbed back up, but that's a lot to ask from a kid that we previously saw could barely climb the hose. It's not like humans have claws on their feet or shoes, so check out Carl's powerful core muscles that keep his body horizontal while he climbs the ladder. Remember when he threw one of the tennis balls? So he's supposed to have only 3 tennis balls left, right? Yep, the animators forgot about it and he's back at having 4 balls and then back to 3 balls. It is unlikely that a single bullet would cut so many balloon strings. Once again, the door shows 3 locks, but from the inside it shows 5 locks that are different from previously shown. Besides the deadbolts, now there is a chain lock and a slide lock. Looks like they are going home with their clean faces, but how come they arrive at the award ceremony with dirty faces? Looks like an empty room with just his mom, right? Wrong.